Well, let me tell you something, brother.
We're a bunch of marks.
Woo! Oh, yeah! And get some man!
Welcome to Marks and Smarks. My name's Joey Sands. I'm here with...
Hollywood.
And
Big Rep.
Oh, Jesus. I didn't know there was more to that.
I had to do it.
And who? Who's the other guy? Who's the third member? Are you the sixth man? Are you the third member of the NWO?
Nah, I'm not racist.
Yep.
Oh!
Well, to be fair, the only racist member is Hollywood Hogan.
Well, he was the third man of the NWO, so that kind of worked.
Yeah.
He was kind of right when he said that.
Yeah, but you called Ralph the third man.
I said,
Exactly.
Are you the third man of the NWO?
Am I the third man? Nah, man.
No, not you. Ralph. My
Not
God,
you.
man. Listen to the fucking podcast for once.
I'm listening to it right. I don't understand what you're trying to tell me.
I'm trying to tell... Never mind. You know
said
what?
you said your intro, and then he said, "And who else are you the?" And then he asked me if I was the third man, not you. You had
No,
already
I
done your
think-
intro.
I think he likes to be confusing on purpose, and I don't appreciate it.
Oh, this is going to be one of those shows, isn't it? This is going to be a confrontational show, isn't it?
No,
It's
it's
gonna
not.
be one
It's
where
that
you and I...
juice he's drinking. It's that juice he's drinking.
It's the Nitro... What is it? You're even drinking Nitro, which is like WCW themed right now.
I'm drinking liquor.
Liquor? I don't even know her.
Uh-uh.
Yeah, no, that's a joke. That's funny.
It's a
Yo.
bad joke.
How come pirates can't finish the alphabet?
How come pirates
Because they
can't
get
finish?
stuck at R.
No, man, because they get lost at sea.
Ah! Wah, wah.
You see what I did?
I see what you did there. That's
I see. What
ah! That's just terrible. And you know what? And you know what was terrible? Let's talk about terrible. Terrible is being told that we're listening to you. Terrible is being said, hey, by the way, we know that we're not doing a good job and we're going to do better, and then give us 2 weeks of taped Raws and SmackDowns. That's what terrible is. Now, do you think since this announcement that the WWE has been delivering on their promise?
Absolutely not.
Nope. I mean, aside from which I found really entertaining, the whole John Cena and the Man, it pretty much has fallen flat for me.
Is the only redeeming quality of WWE right now is the Man?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
Pretty
do you find yourself wanting to watch SmackDown more than Raw?
I do watch
I've
SmackDown
been seeing
more than
myself watching the Man more.
I mean, let's face it. You buried Braun Strowman. You ruined Braun Strowman. AJ Styles, you're arguably the best worker you have in your company. You pretty much relegated him to not a jobber, but you downgraded him.
Well, okay.
I have a question when it comes to AJ before.
Yeah. I mean,
before
let's
anything
be
else.
fair on that one. AJ's asking for a lighter schedule.
He deserves it.
He absolutely deserves it, but with that, you can't have him not jobbing out or quote-unquote knocking him down a level if you want a person. You need a person who's going to be around to do the house shows. You need your champion. And if he's not going to be around as much, I don't think you need to give it to him.
You really just need him for TV. That's where it counts. That's where you're going to make your money.
Absolutely, but you can't have him be a champion and not have him tour.
Brock Lesnar.
Lesnar.
Right, but you don't want 2 championships like that, do you? It's kind of
Yeah,
like
but
who would go for what.
It's not really but you don't see it unless you don't watch the television or unless you watch TV. That's the only time you'll really notice it. The people on house shows won't notice it at all.
Right, but if you want to sell a house show, you have to sell with your champion. So,
Not
I mean, if they're coming into
really.
Miami where we are and they say, hey, we're doing SmackDown and ABC is going to be there. Now, all right, let's not take it. If Becky's there, we're all going to go anyway. But I'm saying,
Goddamn right I am.
yeah, right. But I mean, if you got all right, we've got the WWE Women's Champion, we got the tag team, we got the US. But you know what? AJ Styles is not going to be there. That's kind of like your main event. That's the main guy.
Do you know how often
look.
they do that? They do that like every house show.
I don't think they do that every house show.
I'm pretty sure they do. I listen to podcasts. I'm not going to promote because they're not paying me to promote, but they have the in-person correspondent call in, and every time they call in, they ask what was promoted in the local markets, and the person tells them what was promoted, and then they ask what actually happened, and it's always the complete opposite of what was promoted.
All right, let's put it this way. If they promote AJ, and
Dude,
then
they're still promoting Roman Reigns as champion.
and then they say AJ will not be coming, it's not that I don't want to go. The wife will say, no, we're not going.
Yeah, because the wife loves AJ.
Exactly.
Like the kids love Cena, so.
And you don't want to make her angry by telling her you're gonna show her
no.
AJ and
No.
and then being like, nope, no AJ for you.
All
You don't make the wife angry.
the last live show was on 1/7, okay? SmackDown live show at South Carolina, North Charleston. You got the tag team champions there, the Bar versus the New Day. You got Lana and Nikki Cross versus Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville.
Why the hell would you pair those two together?
What, Lana and Nikki Cross?
Yeah.
Well, you just want Nikki Cross on there, I guess. You got The Miz and Mustafa Ali. You got Jeff Hardy, Samoa Joe, Bryan and AJ. So AJ was on the house show. Carmella Truth versus Almas and Vega. Rusev versus Shinsuke. Asuka, Becky, and Charlotte in the triple threat. And your main event was Asuka, Becky, Charlotte. So so your main event at this point is the women.
That needs to be the main event,
Oh,
if I'm being
absolutely.
honest. Becky's your hardest thing right now in that company.
So in this case, I guess it's okay to not have AJ all around too much. But, I mean, if I'm going and I'm thinking merchandise and I'm going to have a attraction to come to, hey, we're going to, Florida. And we go, hey, who are we going to have? Well, you're going to get Becky. All right, I'm there. You're going to get Shinsuke. I like Shinsuke. You're going to get Bryan, Joe. But no AJ. Yeah, AJ probably sells a lot of merch.
He's the second highest merch seller in the company behind Cena.
If he's not there, nobody's going to buy the merch.
That's not true. People buy merch even if he's not there.
Do they, though? I mean, you kind of want to support your guy. If he's not there, you're not going to wear it.
I don't know.
Well, last time I went to one of the house shows, they were selling, was it Cena? They were selling Cena merchandise and people were buying it.
I guess, but I mean, do you think?
I see your point. It's like, well, like me personally, I'd be like, well, he's not here. I might as well, buy something of a wrestler that's here, so I can then wear it and support him.
Right. That's what you would do. You would go, hey, and you would go to the event with the idea, this is my favorite wrestler. I'm going to go see him. Now, if AJ's not there, maybe you're like, I don't know if I want to see the show. Now, obviously, in this case, with SmackDown being very hot right now with Becky, people are going to go there to see Becky. So that's the main attraction.
Unless you're somebody like me who goes to a WWE event wearing a Bullet Club shirt.
Well, you're just trolling.
Well, if you want to go to a WWE show and wear an AEW shirt, you will be turned away.
Yes, you will be. But they reversed that. Later in the night, they started letting people back in with the shirts.
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about that down the line. But
I
let's
just have to throw it out there.
Yeah. So, not gaining promises, do you think that it will change when they move to Fox?
I think it's going to have to. If the ratings stay the way they are now, they're in trouble.
Well, you know what? Let's just get into it because, it's going to be the topic of the time. Do you think with the new All Elite Wrestling that they're going to have to change their style?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you think All Elite Wrestling is that promotion that has not been tested yet is going to be the one to push everything over?
Yeah.
If they get the TV deal I think they're gonna get, then yes.
If they get the TV deal that you think they're gonna get, and they bring kind of a New Japan style to it, I think they could give WWE a run for their money.
Damn. All right. So we keep hearing
Someone's
the beat.
texting.
It's like every time Ralph makes a point, you get the ding.
It's giving me the bell. It's like, hey, you win.
You win.
It's Jessica, one of our cohorts.
Cohorts, yes. All right, so let's talk about
Maybe
all EW or AEW, all EW. Jesus.
It
All right,
is,
so
pretty much.
Well, yeah, it's all EW.
all EW. So we all know they had a press conference. The press conference was in Jacksonville. The SmackDown Live was in Jacksonville. They did it a little bit before the event. Of course, you got people coming in from that rally coming in. All right, so we know the Bucks, Hangman Page. Then the two surprises, Hangman Page. Boom. We also got exactly, and then there was also. She's gonna be texting. Oh, it's Marcus. We're recording our podcast and drinking the drink. So, oh gosh.
All
right. So we found out that Jericho's signing on a deal where he'll be able to work with New Japan and kind of do his cruise. Thank you. And we also saw Pac come over. Neville. For those people who don't know who Pac is, did you guys find it odd that Pac came out in his ring gear? I mean, everybody else was dressed normal or suits or something, and then Pac comes out and he's freaking in his ring gear.
I mean, if you had the physique that he had, wouldn't you do the same thing?
I guess, but I mean, damn, man. I mean, he was like odd man out. I mean, thank God he was in Jacksonville. It's a little cold, but it's not like crazy cold.
And I think he did that to set up an angle with Hangman Page.
Yeah, I mean, you could see that, but all right. So let's see. Do you think
you might as well just mute your phone?
I can't. See, the thing is, we're talking through the chat, so it's picking up on the actual recording.
Oh, I can't hear it. So.
I can hear it as it goes. I
can't hear it anymore.
That's why it's making me laugh, because all I hear is this bing. So, and it works because every time we say something, it just goes bing, and you're like, okay, it's kind of making a point. So, thank you. So, so is the Jericho signing equivalent to the Hogan signing back in WCW days?
Well, he signed for 3 years, and like you said, he can do his cruise, he could do Fozzy. He's not going to be full-time, but he signed, to the company. And I think it gives him permission to still do New Japan too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so while it's not a Hogan-type deal because Hogan was exclusive to WCW, he is the biggest star that they signed.
He was exclusive to WCW, but with the caveat that he only worked a certain amount of dates. And he was able to do his side project, which was Thunder in Paradise.
Thunder in Paradise was also a TNT TBS show, and he technically worked for Turner Broadcasting, so I don't think that applies as much. But Jericho's the biggest signing that AEW has, so I would call it, for them, a coup, because he didn't sign with WWE. He was in talks with WWE, but he decided AEW. So, yeah, I would say this is Hogan-esque in a way.
And are we putting too much into it, even though we haven't seen anything yet? Now, All In, it can be considered maybe their first in a sense, but it really wasn't because it's not established. It's not storylines. It was just kind of a show, and they put it in Chicago, which is the biggest wrestling town, one of the best wrestling fans. I mean, it's not tested. Then they're going to Vegas for the next one. So, I don't know.
What do you think, Ralph? I have my thoughts, but what do you think?
About Jericho or about the whole thing?
Both.
Well, I think it's good for them. They need a big name like Jericho. That's what's gonna have them give WWE a run for their money. You know, putting eyes on the merchandise.
Mm.
All right, so here's my thing. As everybody says, we're all going in, right? We're all in on this. We like this. This is changing the business. It's the way the contracts are saying they're going to get health benefits. They're going to get this. I mean, it sounds just like WCW.
Except it didn't give health benefits.
Well, no, WCW had insurance. They were considered employees, is what it is. So they did have benefits. One of the reasons, and I listened to the podcast 83 Weeks, and one of the reasons why Bobby Heenan jumped ship is that he got health benefits to help him fix his neck. So they're treating him as employees of the company. Right?
Only if you're a full-time wrestler, though.
Only if you're a full-time wrestler, and I understand that. So they're giving him pretty lucrative deals. But again, it's not tested, right?
I think.
And if they don't have TV, I mean, we understand it could be TBS and TNT, but if they don't have it, and it's not tested, and they have to put on the product every week, right now you got to think of it as an invasion, like the WCW invasion angle. We got this rival company that's coming in and doing all this great stuff and promising all these things, and it's going to be amazing, and we got all this great talent, and we've got Jericho, we've got Pac, we've got all this stuff, but we don't know what's going to happen. We have no clue if they can maintain it for a year like a WWE can.
Well, they have the money, so I think they'll be
money.
able to.
They got the talent.
No, but see, with the money, you can start off great. You can maintain for a while, but if it doesn't catch on, of course, it won't be long term. If you have a big network like TBS, TNT, I heard CW possibly, then yeah, you can do it. Plus, I don't think every show is going to be like All In. All In was an eclectic show with a lot of different wrestling styles that was pretty much all over the board. Yeah, you had a loose storyline relegated to each match, but I think with Cody's mind and the Bucks, you're going to have a more streamlined, cohesive show every week. That's not going to be like All In. So yeah, I think if they get the right talent, if they get the right TV deal, I think they can maintain for as long as they want.
All right, but okay, so your loose storylines and All In were not, they were all geared toward a person who's a Smark, right?
Pretty much.
That's who it was geared to. Everybody knew Flip Gordon missed the bus or missed the plane, and who didn't think he was going to make it, right? And then he ended up being in the Battle Royal. Nobody expected him to be there. Everybody knew the background story. That's what made that whole Battle Royal, him winning and then him going for the title later. That was what made that, you know what I mean? And then certain things that happened, freaking Tommy Dreamer and Bully Ray in there together, ECW old. There's just certain stories that are coming because we know the history behind it. Nick Aldis and Cody going for the NWA title, the idea behind it, being a second generation person who's going to be the first second generation wrestler holding an NWA title. We all know the history. It's not geared towards the casual fan.
I don't think it's supposed to be. I think Cody has a specific audience in mind that he wants to cater to.
But is that audience going to be able to sustain them? That's the problem I have.
Of course they will.
You're saying it like it's flippant, like, oh yeah, no, definitely. But
I think
you don't know
ECW
that.
would still be around if they had the money to back it.
About who?
I think ECW will still be around if they had the money to back it, and I was geared towards a very specific audience.
But that again, ECW was for a very specific audience, and it was in a very specific town. He didn't tour all around,
Yeah.
AEW touring around? Are they going to visit different venues? You know, that's a whole different monster. They've got the money for that. But
Yeah, but
ECW
venues?
wouldn't go.
They should start it just in that one town for now. You know, to kind of like you're saying, to test it out, and then you could tour the next year.
Yeah, because I think you're trying to make them go, not to quote,
You're trying to get them from 0 to like
100.
to make them. Yeah, exactly. No. They have to go from 0 to 1 and so on until they get to 100.
Yeah,
But-
no pun
Baby steps,
intended,
baby steps.
but
I'm
you're
sorry,
you're making them all in from the start.
but you have to. They're on a major network. It's not like you could be like NXT where you've got your own network. You can build it very slow and then have the audience that way. You have to build your audience, get your revenue in there, keep the TV ratings
All right.
up, and bring in sponsors.
Let's put it this way, all right? Let's change the names. Let's say Marvel started slowly and built up to what they are now. DC tried to do the same thing, and they tried to start big, but look what happened to them. That's the same thing with AEW. They have to start small, just like the same way that Raw started small, and then build themselves up to a giant.
Raw couldn't. Okay, that total analogy with Raw is terrible because first off, WWE. It was because WWE was already established name. The '80s brought WWE to the main front, so them doing Raw.
Well, that's what I mean. It's them coming into the mainstream. You can't just do it.
They were already
all
in the
in.
mainstream.
Well,
At that
the
point,
first-
okay, and honestly, I don't like the Marvel DC thing either because if you think about it, DC was making freaking movies way before Marvel did. So if you really want to take the
They
whole
weren't as successful.
Superman 1, the Batman trilogy, you saying those weren't successful?
all right. So
Superman
with
3 and 4. That's what I'll say.
Okay,
Oh,
And I like Superman.
Hold on. I'm gonna say this: when the Dragon Ball movie comes out next week, let's see if it makes more money than Man of Steel.
do we want to take? Can I get 10 points for our new season?
Hell no.
Okay, so no, I'm not taking that bet.
No, technically it already came out in Japan.
Are you talking domestic or worldwide?
Can I bootleg it?
You could
I don't know.
probably by this point.
I'm gonna do it then.
But then again, in a fight, we all know Superman would win. So,
Well then, okay.
all right, you're right. Maybe I'm trying to give him from 0 to 100, but you have hype. You have a need. You have this. Your first show has to be great, and you have to maintain that greatness. Or else people are going to turn the channel.
I think the sponsors of the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to be ushered in to become sponsors of AEW. So I think with the business that they have behind them, the money they have behind them, I think they're going to be okay. Their first show is going to be in May, which is the Double or Nothing show.
Right.
I don't think you start TV until probably January of next year. I don't think you go right away to TV. You have to build a wrestling company. You have to have a lot, and I don't want to see them get TNA'd or Global Forced. Hell, the NWA, the new NWA with Billy Corgan's been around for like a year yet. They don't have TV, so I'm just like, it's gonna take a while. It's gonna take a bit for them to do what they want to do, but.
Well, maybe YouTube is the way. Maybe a weekly pay-per-view like what TNA started as.
That's Bush League. Well, TNA now is going to stream weekly on Twitch, and they're going to be on the Pursuit Network. I don't want them to be in a situation where, like Ring of Honor, we can't get it. Like New Japan, who the hell has access TV? You know what I'm saying? I don't want them to go that route. If they get TV, I want them to get like an actual TV deal with a major broadcasting channel and just, work it and go from there because I don't want to see them get downplayed.
Well, in the end, there's just a lot of unanswered questions. There's a lot of things that we don't know,
And that's okay.
and
It
it's
just started-
fine.
It just started out.
I can't. I'm not saying it's not interesting. It's very interesting. I'm very excited. I like having the competition. I like making WWE sweat a little. You know, I like
think
the
Vince
whole deal
cares?
behind it. But
You think-
in the
you
end,
think
can they
Vince cares,
maintain
though?
it? Huh?
Do you think Vince really cares?
No, I don't. But I mean, I like the buzz around it.
He better watch out though, because the way things are going on with WWE, the low ratings, the stock, everything. They better be careful. They're making bad PR decisions too with Hogan and everything else. I'm like, and going to Saudi Arabia, they need to be really careful. I don't know if you two agree or not, but
Speaking of choices, not
You know what? On the Hogan thing, sorry to cut you off, Ralph.
yeah, well, no, that's exactly where I was going with it.
Oh, what did you gonna say?
I was gonna say, did you guys see Raw and the
Tribute?
the crowd reaction for Hogan?
lukewarm at best.
But it wasn't bad. I mean, I granted, I wasn't gauging by the noise. I was gauging by what I saw, because I muted it just to see if I can gauge the crowd reaction, and a lot of them were cheering.
I think they were cheering more because of what he was there for, and not because
No,
of him.
well, I'm talking about when he came out,
That's what
not
I'm talking
when he
about.
started talking.
No, because I mean,
Okay.
he's there to give a tribute to Mean Gene Okerlund, right? So I think if he would have came out under any other circumstances, it would have been heavily booed. Like even after the initial pop, people started booing after, and I'm just like, oh, well then, Hogan, you know. So there was spatters of discontent throughout the crowd.
Okay.
And I don't know why they didn't pump more cheering into the audio like they usually do, but yeah, not everybody was happy with that.
I think they just don't want to mess with the crowd when it comes to Hogan, because they don't want to be seen like, oh, we're just trying to, put this under the rug, or make it seem like they're trying to push Hogan back into TV.
They made two bad mistakes, Saudi Arabia and Hogan, so we'll see.
All right. You know what? I understand Hogan's a racist. I'm not doing that, but his contribution to the WWE and the whole thing, you can't deny that. The
I can't
80s was
deny it.
Hulkamania.
I can deny it. I can deny it for three reasons. Mr. Perfect never getting a title shot, DiBiase never being champion, and Macho never pinning Hogan clean. Those are my three reasons right there.
What do you mean DiBiase was never the champion? He was the $1 million champion.
No,
He
Hogan.
was a tag team champion.
Hogan dunked DiBiase for the world title left and right.
Look, okay.
He
That-
dunked Mr. Perfect. He
You-
never
you-
Macho never beat him clean. I
That-
think the wrestling business would have been in a much better spot if he would have did business a little bit better.
You don't know that. Come on. He was the hottest thing in the 80s. Everybody loved him. You know what I
I
mean?
sure-
It brought wrestling to the forefront. You can't deny his contribution to the business.
I was a Macho Man Warrior fan.
That's fine, but you wouldn't have seen Macho Man nor Warrior if Hulk Hogan didn't get as hot as he did.
Ric Flair was carrying it just fine.
Ric Flair was carrying it down in the South. He wasn't carrying it in the North.
Ric Flair's worldwide. What are you talking about?
He's worldwide now, but he was nothing. He was nothing until he got to. Okay, let me get into this. Okay, wait.
Remember, you're not gonna win against Hollywood when it comes to Flair.
Look, okay, I'm not. I'm not saying that Flair was not great. Flair is a great wrestler. His contribution is never to be overshadowed or overlooked. But again, Flair was in a different market, in a different area, only in the South, and didn't get seen. If you listen to any interview out there, people saw WWE more than they saw the old NWA or WCW before it went to Nitro. it wasn't something people saw unless you were in the South. So, as much as Ric Flair was great, he wasn't viewed or seen. Without Hogan, you do
I
not
can see
have
your
wrestling as it is today. Without Vince McMahon and the Hogan combination, you don't have wrestling. That's just it. You
I
don't.
still think the
You would still be
business-
territorial at this point.
But I think the business as a whole would have been better. I can't deny Hogan's contributions, but I think wrestling history and the prestige, especially of individual wrestlers, would have been higher if Hogan wasn't such a douche about the way he conducted business. I mean,
Okay, for you to sit there and tell me, oh, the three guys that you named, Perfect, DiBiase, and Macho Man, the fact that you still hold them in that high regard, right? Just shows you that it did its job, what he was supposed to do. If he didn't bring all that there, then those guys you wouldn't be able to say their names.
yeah, I would have. I was watching Kurt Hennig in the AWA when he was the world champion.
And again, that's a niche. That's Minnesota. They had an ESPN deal. At that time, not everybody had cable. It's a different. You can't deny it. I'm sorry, man. As much as you want to say he all right, well, he put this guy down. Now it would be a total different wrestling. No, it wasn't. It was the main. It's still the same wrestling. It's one guy who's bringing in the money. That one time it was Hogan. They tried to give it to Warrior, and it ended up being Stone Cold. The Rock, John Cena. I mean, that's who's bringing in the money.
All right, so let me ask you this, and I'm going to ask you and Big Ralph because his opinion cannot be overlooked because of course he's Big Ralph and he's large in charge. So
I can, but it's fine.
So if let me give you an example. Let's take Kurt Hennig for example. If Kurt Hennig would have pinned Hogan clean and became a world champion, or even if there were shenanigans and he became the world champion, right? Hogan is Hogan. He's untouchable. He wouldn't have lost anything because of what he is. But you elevate Mr. Perfect to that heel champion that the babyface has to chase. You don't think business would have been better with Hogan chasing it and finally getting his title back for somebody like Kurt Hennig?
All right, okay. Let's go. But let's do this. This is
This is
30.
this is all.
Okay. When did Little Marcus start watching WWE?
I want to say 88,
88. Okay. How old was Little Marcus in 88?
4.
Do you think Little Marcus in 88 was going, damn, they should give it to fucking Perfect?
I love Mr. Perfect. Man. What are you
At 4
talking
years
about?
old, you weren't a Hulkamaniac or an
No.
Ultimate Warrior person.
I was a Warrior fan.
Okay, big guy. Do you think that if your little 4-year-old ass was going to be like, oh, God, I don't want Warrior to lose to Mr. Perfect?
But he did. Perfect got over the IC title.
It was a tournament. That's how Perfect won the IC title.
No, he beat Warrior.
He didn't beat
him.
Warrior.
Yes, he did.
He couldn't
Warrior-
have beat Warrior. Warrior forfeited the title because he got the title from Hogan, and they had a tournament, and that's
Oh,
how
shit.
freaking
No, I'm thinking of
Mr.
Rick Rude.
Perfect
I'm sorry.
won.
No, I'm thinking of Rick Rude.
Okay, Rick Rude did.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. When I
Right,
said
but that's not what you're talking about.
no Perfect. Who did Perfect beat for the title?
Perfect did a tournament.
No, but he lost it. He beat somebody for it. Like he won it twice. I forget who he beat the second time for it. Who did he beat the second? Who did he beat the second time for it? I know Texas Tornado beat him for it, right?
The champion.
No,
Texas Tornado beat Perfect for the title.
yeah.
And then who did Perfect beat back for the title? Was it Tornado again?
I think so.
Did they switch it?
Whoever had the title, that's who he beat.
Shut up. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Little Marcus was crotchety and old before his years, and he was a Rick Rude.
Apparently.
He was a Rick Rude, savage, Perfect fan. He didn't care for Hogan. He thought Hogan was corny and cheesy and pretty boring, actually. But in hindsight, I think that program, if they would have had it with Hogan and Perfect, because it was a perfect, to quote a pun, it was a perfect program. You don't think that would have drawn money?
But
Perfect and
they
Hogan?
did fight. Didn't Perfect fight Hogan like in Saturday main events and stuff like that?
Once.
Didn't he have his stuff?
Once.
Okay, but okay, I'm sorry. Little Joe, right, was a Warrior fan as well. But
Dude,
there
Little
are,
Joe was like 20 by the time I was 4. He was
fuck you. Little Joe was not fucking 20.
No, you're the same age as my brother. So
Okay, but all right, but okay. I remember as a kid there was 3 angles I could
No,
think of
you're
as a
like-
kid that made me worry, that made me think that wrestling was real,
No,
and
you're 7 years older than me, right? So you were born in
75.
yeah, because my brother was born like 2 days before you. So, and he was a big Hogan fan. I'm like, what the hell's wrong with you, man? He was like, shut up, bro, Hogan. I'm like, whatever.
Look, the three incidences. Okay, you've
Yeah.
got when Hogan got crushed by earthquake on the Brother Love show. That was
loved it.
traumatic for me when I was little Joe. Okay, so I was rooting for freaking Hogan. All right, okay. Macho getting bit by the damn snake on live TV.
That scared me.
That freaked me out as a little kid. At 4 years old, or 4 years old, you were 4 years old. At that age, I believed in everything, right?
I did too.
So to know that Perfect should have gotten a shot or $1 Million Man shouldn't have got a thing was not something I really thought of until I got older.
Dude, I was a smart when I was like 3, so I don't know, man. Whatever.
That and then Brutus Beefcake getting his head cut open by Outlaw Rod and Bass with the damn spur.
I never understood why he never got the title. Beefcake, the IC title.
Because he got his face bashed in. It's true.
Oh,
He should have. Okay. He did. He got his face bashed in, and that's why he didn't get it.
he was parasailing, his face got broken.
He was a parasailing. A girl was parasailing, and she came down, and her knees hit him in the face,
Ooh,
and pretty much broke his face.
got him.
Yep.
Ralph is just like, I don't understand when I was in Colombia.
Well, no, Ralph started watching it in the 90s. I think the first match I saw was Diesel versus
Oh, gosh.
Shawn Michaels.
I think my
WrestleMania.
headphones broke. Hold on.
I don't remember. No, sorry, it wasn't. No, it was. Oh shoot! I remember Diesel. I clearly remember Diesel
Diesel versus
and Shawn
Bret Hart?
Shawn Michaels in the ring. I don't know if they were wrestling. Oh wow, it's ages
Was it-
ago.
Was it
But I
Diesel
do
or
remember
Hart? 'Cause they
both
had
of them
to broke up.
being. No, I wasn't. I don't know if they were wrestling, but I do clearly remember both of them being in the ring. It was Shawn Michaels and Diesel. Now they could have been waiting for the opponent to come out.
Or maybe they were
Or-
tag teaming because, you know,
Yeah, they were a
maybe-
tag team for a little while.
Or maybe they were tag teaming, but I clearly remember those two because Shawn Michaels' flamboyant outfit.
he was a boy toy.
He was a sexy boy.
Yep.
All right, so I just think that, and to back on the subject, I just think that you can't take away what he accomplished in WWE, and if they're smart, you have to announce that he has to be back in the Hall of Fame because his contributes are there, no matter if he's a racist or not. And two, you just don't use him that much. Don't put him on TV all the time. Don't waste our time with it. Just kind of like Mean Gene tribute was fine because he was synonymous with Mean Gene. Have him go to Saudi Arabia, whatever, because they requested him and they paid you a lot of money. Fine.
I
You know?
think they kind of did say that on. They said like, "Oh, Hall of Fame Hulk Hogan" when he came out on.
Oh, no,
on
they
Raw.
reinstated him and everything. It's just, yeah, I'm sorry. I know he is. I know that my childhood hero is a scumbag in a sense. You know what I mean? Because of some of the things you read and hear. But he deserves his spot.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
He does. He does.
Yeah. The Warrior doesn't deserve his. He's a racist too.
You know what? I'm okay with you kicking out Warrior, actually. You know what? I mean, whatever. The Warrior was, again,
Honestly,
your idols when you were younger, and you find out what they do, you kind of have a disillusion for him. Now, was I excited when he came back? Yeah, hell yeah, I was so excited he came back. I was sad when he passed away because it was sudden. Plus, he has a family, and you always have that soft spot for a person who leaves 2 kids behind.
It's like when I met Billy D. Williams. That guy's a fucking douche, and I don't recommend anybody meet him. So.
Okay, I never had the urge to want to meet Billy D. Williams, but now that I know this, I won't even try.
Same thing with LeVar Burton. He's a douche nozzle too.
Reading Rainbow's a douche?
Yeah, he would have signed my brother's book.
Why?
Because I guess he didn't want to be associated with anything that's not his work. So my brother was like, yo, I'm a professor. I teach at a certain college. I'm not going to say it on the air. I published a book. Would it be possible for you to take a picture with me with the book? And he wouldn't do it. And I'm just like, dude, like, he's an author. You support reading, but you're not going to take a picture with him? Get the hell out of here. Billy D. Williams was just an uppity asshole, so whatever.
But the man has a cape.
I don't care what he has.
Space cape, man. That's cool.
Dude, he should have... Whatever, I'm not going to say it.
Bottom line...
I just hope if he's in the next movie, what's Kylo? I hope Kylo gets him too.
Jesus Christ.
What does Lando have to do with Billy D? Come on, man.
Keep
the two separate.
I don't know. Whatever.
Just because you hate Billy D doesn't mean you have to hate Lando.
Hell, Lando helped the Resistance. Billy D didn't do shit.
And what happened to the Resistance? Dude, the Sith still took over.
They didn't. You know what? We're not getting to a Star Wars debate right now, okay?
We can save that for another podcast.
That's totally a different thing.
Dude,
First off,
current continuity, the Sith are just owning everybody right now.
how could they own their whole freaking Starkiller base was destroyed? So that didn't work for them.
The Resistance is nothing. They have one Jedi who barely knows how to use her powers, dude. Kylo for life, man. Kylo 2020.
He got duped by a freaking Jedi.
William 2020. What happened?
Kylo 2020. Kylo could be the vice president to William 2020. Okay?
That's it.
It'd be William and Kylo. That's fine.
That's a ticket.
That's the ticket. But in the end, okay, so
this deviated from what we were
I don't even know where we were going. But anyway, all Elite Wrestling, it's one of those that I am excited about it. I'm skeptical. I gotta wait and see.
But are you skeptical? But I know you want them to succeed, right?
I do. I don't want them not to succeed. I'm just skeptical that they're the next big thing.
Like Brock Lesnar was?
Like like Brock Lesnar was. I just don't want everybody to be like on the bandwagon and these guys just flop. If you're gonna do it right. Try not to. If you're gonna be in that market, in that niche market that you're saying, then go to that niche market. But don't try to challenge the big guy because you're not gonna succeed.
I don't think
because they don't have the clout yet.
I don't think they said they would have challenged WWE. I think that would be a mistake. I don't think anybody challenges WWE and comes out unscathed.
They did a rally in Jacksonville when across the way from where SmackDown was being done.
From what I understand, and you can probably think this is bullshit, but from what I understand, from what I heard, that was purely coincidence.
In their speech, they're pretty much putting down WWE.
Hey, if you realize you're in the same city, you might as well.
Yeah, you might as well create a buzz.
So the first part was just, it was coincidence. But the second part is like, yeah, stick them.
Yeah, but once you realize
it's a double standard.
Yeah, once you realize,
it's
they're
not
here.
Yeah, you have to create a buzz. That's how you bring the eyes. It's like, oh, they're saying something controversial. Let me see what they're saying.
And you're poking the big eye. You're poking the bear.
But the bear is like, whatever. It just It's a small little animal. Don't worry. I'm not gonna worry about it.
It's nothing. It's not even. It's a. Right now, it's a thought. It hasn't proven itself. It's not even an animal yet. It's just. It's a fetus.
I'm making this prediction right now. Within the next year, we see AJ Styles in AEW.
You know what? I don't think that's a bad thing either. You know what I mean? So then, is Kenny Omega going to AEW?
I think so.
I mean, he hasn't said,
Can we send Nakamura to AEW also?
Depends on what type of. It depends on which version of Nakamura we get. Lazy Nakamura or New Japan
it
Nakamura.
does. Look, you know what? I don't think anybody's going to jump ship until they see if it's tested. I think if you give it a year and it's still doing good and people have their contracts up, they will jump ship.
Well, they're offering WWE level money. So if I'm AJ Styles and I can get paid comparable to what I'm getting paid now, work less days, I don't care where they stand. A contract's a contract. You have to honor it. So I'm jumping.
All right. Well, I want them. Okay, again, want them to succeed. I think they need to. They have a lot of expectation. I hope they can pull it off. I'm skeptical. I'm worried. I feel like we're doing another WCW.
WC Dub.
WC Dub.
Hell yeah.
So,
Like, whatever.
Since we're talking about controversy,
maybe.
let's talk about another controversy. Let's talk about, what was the girl's name?
Priscilla Kelly.
Priscilla Kelly throwing a tampon in front of another competitor. Bloody
All
tampon.
Right. All right. I understand it wasn't real. I understand she didn't really pull it out of her vagina. I understand that. But it doesn't matter if it's real. The thought behind it, the intent behind it got across. You made your point when you did it. And I'm just like, dude, I know Cornette ripped her. Jim Ross ripped her. I ripped her. I'm like, dude, I do not. I don't need that in wrestling. That's uncalled for and unnecessary.
I agree with you on that, but you have to think it's like, well, they meant to discuss people, and that's what it did, and it got people talking about it. So
I guess no.
Even we're talking about it.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, no. I mean, if both of you showed your,
You don't have to like it. You don't have to like it, but
you have
they
to
got
love
people
it.
talking about her.
Yeah, but what will both of your wives say about that?
Okay, but what does that have to do with it? They're not wrestling fans.
They're not wrestling fans, but you're taking a women's product.
Is it because it's a bloody tampon?
Yeah,
Or-
man.
Is that the only reason? Because Joey Ryan dick flips people.
I mean,
Joey Ryan, they grab his dick and he flips them with it.
that's power.
And that's not tasteful, huh?
That's power.
That's distasteful.
What did you say? Okay, wait. I got my wife is here. All right, wait. I gotta ask her. No, I want to hear this. Okay, a woman recently in a wrestling match was like a no holds bar match. She went into her trunks, grabbed what was supposedly bloody tampon, and threw it in the girl's face. Do you think that's worse than a guy who pretends that his dick, that people grab his dick, and he flips him with his dick? Right, but people are okay with this guy who's been doing it for years now, flipping people over with his dick.
That's not right, tampoco.
That's not right.
Right.
It's entertainment. People get a kick out of it. He's flipped guys. He's flipped girls.
He's flipped midgets.
He's flipped midgets.
That's even worse. No. So this girl threw a
But people are making a bigger stink because she bloody tampon. It's not technically a bloody. You know what I mean? It was planned. None of this is like it's entertainment. She was pissed. They're in a thing. She throws it in the girl's face. Right? How people are upset about that, but nobody gets upset about this guy flipping people with his dick.
Those damn double standards.
Yep.
I agree.
I'm a little scared. My wife doesn't like dicks.
Only yours.
Thank you, baby.
Damn. Wow.
I don't know. It's a double standard. It's a double standard, and I think it's ridiculous. I don't think
know
people
what?
should get in an uproar about a girl in a no-holds-barred match freaking throwing a bloody tampon when she probably discussed it before. It was already planned. It's a spot. It's for entertainment purposes. For you people who want a little more edgier things, oh, let's go do that, and they do something like that for entertainment purposes, we're not okay with it, but we're okay with Joey Ryan flipping
So-
people around.
Hollywood Marcus.
I'm not okay with either one of them.
I will openly admit.
But nobody gets upset with that. Do you
No,
understand?
I'm gonna speak for everybody because that's what Hollywood does. I have the power
Speaking
to
for
do that.
everybody. Okay.
I have the magic to do this. There's a double standard. It's not right if Joey Ryan can do it, but she can't. So I think they're both equally disgusting, but one is funnier than the other. But you are right. There is a double standard, and it shouldn't be tolerated from either one.
How is one funnier than the other one?
Because
you
you're
ever-
grabbing his Johnson and he's flipping you like.
Yeah, do you ever see him do it? Because it's kind of funny.
I've never seen him do it.
Okay, basically like somebody, I don't know why anybody, I don't know how you do a spot where somebody just grabs somebody's dick. That first I don't understand how that works. Right? But he kind of like
Like hip gyrates.
Yeah,
and
he
the
like-
person flips.
you know, like when you do a squat, you kind of squat down a little. So he's 1, 2, and then the person just kind of flips over, right? Mick Foley
Okay.
did it. You know, I mean, he didn't find that a problem, you know? And different people have done it. So, hell, with a girl, this one girl, what's her name? Well, this one girl who does cosplaying, right? She cosplays Joey Ryan and did the same thing.
What?
Yeah. She did the spot. But it was a girl. Nobody
cosplay
commented about
Joey
that.
Ryan?
Thought that was disgusting.
Oh yeah, I guess.
I don't
You're
know.
right.
Again, double standard, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't realize until you really start talking about it. It's like, oh well.
I just think people, because to people, I guess that's more disgusting in a sense, you know. So people, when they see that, go, ooh, but it's entertainment. It's not. It's meant to make that shock value, you know.
Your wife isn't gonna let you watch wrestling anymore.
And well, I don't watch that. I mean, it's like, I know it's kind of a stretch, but
You know about it, but you don't watch it.
right. But I mean, like, you don't have to, again, you don't have to like that type of style. Like you talked about ECW. ECW would be around today if they had the money. But how many times can a guy go through a table? How many times can you throw thumbtacks on the floor and get
Well,
hurt
if you
until you
ask-
start going, oh, you know what? That looks like bad. We had a guy throw a freaking cinder block at somebody. A cinder block.
Well,
When-
if you ask the audience, they want tables all the time.
Right, but when is it to the point where it's like, they're getting the tables again?
Again, really?
Yeah. It's like when we had that Hell in a Cell that had 3 Hell in a Cells. After a while, you were like, another Hell in a Cell.
I don't agree with those type of pay-per-views. I think if you're gonna have a TLC match, you need to have one per pay-per-view. You're gonna have a Hell in a Cell, Elimination Chamber. You need to have one per pay-per-view, not
All right, well, with
3 or 4.
yeah, okay, with the Women's Revolution, though, I'm okay with having 2 Elimination Chambers. One for the women, one for the men. I'm okay with having 2 Royal Rumbles, one for the
that.
women.
I understand, but 2 men's Elimination Chamber matches, nah, man.
Yeah, no, that was unnecessary. So
One
in
for
some cases,
SmackDown,
I'm
one
okay
for
with
Raw.
it,
Nah.
but I'm saying, you know, again, when is it to the point you go, oh man, this is
Enough is enough.
yeah, right? I mean, okay, she threw a tampon. She did it one time. It's not like it's a spot she does every time. Joey Ryan does that shit all the time, and it's funny, and I laugh every time I see it.
And he's oiled up when he does it.
And he's doing a great job, and that's his gimmick. And you know what? It got him over, and he's working. I'm not going to take that away from the guy. He's working. People
When is he
know.
coming back from injury? Do you know?
I don't know. But I'm saying, I don't know. It's a double standard, and a double standard for something like what happened with Toni Storm. Let's talk about Toni Storm. Toni Storm, poor girl, has her videos leaked out on the internet. Right? And the first thing we all think of is, oh my God, is she going to get punished for it? That's not her fault that somebody decided to crack open her iPhone and take all her private pictures and post them up on the internet?
I think Xavier should have got punished. I don't think Seth should have got punished when it happened to him because somebody did it maliciously, like the ex-girlfriend did it. But I think that if you have that type of stuff and it gets leaked out, I think there should be some type of consequences because you're a public figure. And
But why? Because you're a public figure?
what do you think would happen if that happened to Trump?
He would say
Nothing.
fake news and Photoshop.
Honestly, yeah, no, nothing would happen if it happened to him.
Yeah.
He'd be like, eh.
The man. Okay, that's a bad because the man was told he was slept with a freaking hooker and nothing happened. He's in bed with
Exactly.
Russia, nothing's happened. You know, I mean,
Allegedly got peed on, and nothing
What
has
the
happened.
fuck?
yeah, I didn't hear that one. That's new.
The hookers and the Russia and the pee tape.
I don't want to know.
Oh yeah, that's
That's
out
why I
of-
said allegedly.
Well, it's all allegedly at this point, right? So
Right.
nothing happened, right? So why are we punishing a poor girl who took photos on her phone and is now it's all leaked out there and it's her fault that she didn't put the double security like you're supposed to. Somebody
Well,
cracked in freaking iPhone and decided to take all her pictures, broke the cloud. Not her fault. You know what I mean?
Apparently,
No,
nobody gets punished. I mean, Xavier, Paige, they didn't get punished. Like, nobody gets punished anymore.
So
For this
then-
shit.
Charlotte.
I kind of wish I hadn't seen that because it kind of like made me go, "Oh, Charlotte, what happened? Like, who did your work?"
Jesus Christ.
Well, instead of saying "Wow, poor Charlotte," he's like, "Wow, Charlotte, who did your work?"
You can edit that part out, right? Because I'm just like, because I don't want her to hear this and be like, "What the hell?" But I saw
'cause you know
that.
Charlotte Flair's listening to our freaking podcast.
You know, we might be a hidden gem for her, but I was gonna like,
Hidden
dude,
gem.
like, I'm like, if you're gonna get work done, make sure they're like symmetrical. Like your stuff is like, whatever. Just yeah.
Well,
Wait, hold
I
on.
had to end that.
Cody Rhodes is built at 6'3". He's not 6'3".
Way to change that subject really quickly.
No,
that was a worst
I need
segue
to
in the
ch-
world.
like I'm looking at his Wikipedia.
I need to change this before.
And
No,
he's built
it
at
cannot
6'3".
be edited out.
He's built at 6'3", 216. I'm like, he's not 6'3".
Oh, you don't know that. Have you been standing next to the guy? Just be. Also, did you? Okay, Wrestle Kingdom happened recently. Did you think Did you think Cody Rhodes' match was really good? Like, all right. So, again, my take on this, and you can tell me what you think. All right. So Cody Rhodes is like the hottest thing out there. Well, Kenny Omega's really the hottest thing out there, right? But Cody Rhodes is like a big name, and everybody loves Cody, right? Do you think his matches are that good?
I think it depends on who he's in the ring with. Some matches I've seen him have been spectacular. Others I'm just like,
Like, I didn't like the Juice Robinson match in him. I didn't care for it. It was a different type of match, which I can appreciate, but I didn't enjoy it.
I think.
And
it
I
was
don't
a
know if it's because I
slower-
don't know the history between that title and what they went through. Maybe the story wasn't there for me, but the story in the ring was interesting, but it just didn't. I don't know.
I think because Cody's a different type of wrestler. He's not the flashy, flippy, let me do the Kevin Owens type of moveset wrestler. He's more that 80s methodical, slow, I'm really going to tell the story type of wrestler. And when you're looking at a show like Wrestle Kingdom where people are just doing spectacular things every match, it can be a little off-putting, I think.
Yeah, but freaking Randy Orton is a methodical wrestler.
Randy
Takes
Orton's
his time.
also like 6'6", 250, so he looks more impressive in the ring.
I don't know. And I mean, even his match with Nick Aldis, it was decent, but it wasn't anything to be like crazy. And you were just excited more that he won that championship than if you really look at the match, it's like,
But see, I really like that match because it reminded me of like legit 80s wrestling.
I could see that. Maybe. I don't know. I'm trying to watch a lot more New Japan, so I've been watching a lot of the Wrestle Kingdom stuff, and I was going through, the matches, and some of them are great, and then that one just kind of went down. It brought the energy a little down. I don't know why.
What does Vic Ralph think?
I don't think he saw
Nick
it.
Ralph didn't watch it, no.
What the hell, man? I gave you my New Japan account. You can't even take the time to watch it.
Nope.
Not even at work.
Someone gave me homework.
Who? Oh, yeah, but you better do it.
Oh, shit. Well, I don't know. I just my thoughts.
No, that's one of my New Year's resolution is watch more NXT, watch more 205, and watch more New Japan.
Shit, I might be canceling that if Kenny leaves. So I don't know.
Really, I mean, Jericho's still going to do stuff, and Okada's still there, and Tanahashi's pretty damn good. And Jay White's actually looking pretty awesome.
I watch more for Kenny. Kenny and Okada.
Well, that's the news this week. That's what's happening. I don't know how to figure it. I mean, we went through a myriad of freaking subjects, so let us know what you think. You can find and leave a comment on our social media accounts known as Smarks and Warks. Smarks and Smarks on both Twitter, Instagram. You can also leave a comment on Ugeekly.com. That's our website, Ugeekly. You guys got anything else to add to this before I sign off?
Goku's about to wreck Superman. Watch out for that.
So,
it's coming soon. It's coming soon. Be ready for it.
Yes, Goku is going to get into a fight because that's all Goku knows how to do.
Yeah.
And that's what makes him the best at fighting.
You know what? I'm not going to get into this. Not now. No. I got to talk to my partner who's going to discuss this with you about why Superman is much better than Goku.
Why he wishes he was.
Vegeta can be Superman too, so whatever.
Huh?
Vegeta can be Superman too, but...
Vegeta. You know what? You're starting to get me to rise, and I'm not going to do it. My mind is starting to race, and I'm starting to ready to think of stuff to say, and I'm going, no, save it for later.
All right.
So, again, let us know what you think. Thank you for listening. My name's Jose Sanz. I'm here with...
Big Ralph.
And
Hollywood Marcus.
See you next time.
Bye.
Laters.
And if you're not down with that,
Goodbye and good night. Bang!